Did you know that many doctors and hospitals get in trouble with Philhealth because they have no idea on the rules of procedures on administrative cases against them? Most doctors and hospitals go about it the wrong way. If you are a medical doctor, if you are a hospital owner, hospital management, or a hospital staff, this video is for you. In the event that you are not a healthcare provider, but you are interested in the topic, feel free to join our journey. Just click and subscribe to this channel. So, I want to make sure that by the end of this video, you will have clarity on the rules of procedures on administrative cases filed by Philhealth against doctors and hospitals. This video is all about the flow of procedure on administrative cases filed by Philhealth against healthcare provider. So the keywords for this video are the following: complaint, fact-finding, prosecution, and arbitration. Now, in my 20 years in claims processing, I have seen doctors and hospitals lose their Philhealth accreditation due to poor understanding and the lack of strategy on how to manage legal cases filed by Philhealth against them. Now, this could have been less problematic if they knew what they were doing. So, let us begin. So the rules of procedure on administrative cases starts with, of course, complaint. So, complaint against the hospital or a complaint against the doctor. So, anybody can file a complaint, be it a person or an organization, be it Philhealth itself. Now, one of the most common written complaints received by hospitals, received by doctors, are from Philhealth regional offices. So these are due to offenses committed by healthcare providers. Now the offenses can either be fraudulent or non-fraudulent. It can be misrepresentation by false information, or it can even be the breach of the performance commitment. So once a complaint is identified, a written complaint can be filed in two ways. So first, a complaint can be filed with Philhealth regional office, specifically the legal office of the region. Second, a complaint can be filed directly to Philhealth central office, specifically the fact-finding, investigation, and enforcement department. Also, we call it the PHIED. So, after filing the complaint, the next rule in the procedure is the fact-finding investigation. So, the finding investigation is the gathering of information. It is often the initial step. It's like the preliminary research to gather facts for a subsequent full investigation or a full hearing. So, for complaints filed in Philhealth Central Office, the PHIED will conduct the fact-finding investigation. After the investigation, they will issue a fact-finding report within 60 days. So 10 days from the issuance of that fact-finding report, the PHIED will file the affidavit complaint with the prosecution department. So, in instances wherein a complaint is filed in Philhealth regional office, the fact-finding activities will be performed by the regional office, or rather the legal office of Philhealth regional office. So, they shall issue a fact-finding report with its recommendation. Either they dismiss or they file a case. So, the report shall then be given to Philhealth Central Office, specifically to the Philhealth Office within 60 days. So, all of this goes directly to the fact-finding investigation and enforcement division. So, basically, it all starts with an alleged offense. Then, a complaint is filed. Then the complaint is forwarded to Philhealth in Philhealth Central Office. Fact-finding investigation is conducted. Then a report is generated. Then there is now an affidavit complaint that will be generated. So, let's go to the next step. So the next rule in the procedure is the preliminary investigation by the prosecution department. So, the prosecution office will now start the preliminary investigation upon the receipt of the affidavit complaint from Philhealth. So, they will examine the allegations and all the attached documents with it. So, the prosecution office may dismiss the case if there are grounds. The prosecution office will also continue to pursue the case if needed. So, if the case is not dismissed, the prosecution office will send the affidavit complaint to the doctor and to the hospital. So the prosecution office will ask them to file a verified answer to the affidavit complaint, okay, in 3 copies within 5 calendar days. Now, in my experience, most of the complaints are offenses or misrepresentation of clinical information. So the clinical management most of the time does not match the final diagnosis. So this happens when the doctor fails to follow the clinical practice guideline in managing the patient. So as such, the hospital or the doctor will be asked to justify how did he arrive at the said final diagnosis. So basically, Philhealth is simply asking for a justification. So most of the time, I see doctors and I see hospitals hire lawyers to provide verified answer. This is good, do not get me wrong. But here's the thing. The doctors in the hospital entrust everything to the lawyer who is a non-clinical person. In addition to that, they hire lawyers who have minimal idea on how Philhealth legal process works. So, no offense to the lawyers, but the verified answer end up weak because in the first place, the doctors did not guide the lawyer on how to craft a clinical justification. So as a result, the prosecution office will then elevate the case to the arbitration office because the verified answer that was provided to them was weak. So, the next procedure will now happen in the arbitration office. So, what does the arbitration office do? Now, the arbitration office conducts hearings and they render judgment. They refer technical matters to expert and accept reports as evidences. They summon parties and they issue subpoenas. They give directions to expedite resolution and practically many more. So, let us say the arbitration office is the last stage that involves Philhealth Central Office Legal Department. This stage is very critical because this is where judgment is made. When arbitration office renders judgment, the next procedure will be in the Philhealth board. So, let us go back to our flow. Again, the respondents here are both the doctor and the hospital. So, if the prosecution office is not satisfied with the verified answer of the respondent, the case is elevated to the arbitration office. Now, the arbitration office, upon receiving the complaint from the prosecution office, now they shall ask again the doctor, they will also ask the hospital for another verified answer. Take note, this is the second verified answer. So if you are asked to make a verified answer, that means the prosecution office was not convinced with your reply. Thus, the case is elevated to the arbitration office. So the arbitration office will then give the respondent another chance to justify. So the mistake that most doctors, hospitals, and lawyers make is that they will recycle the same arguments and the same justification that they used in their first verified answer. Now, I have seen verified answers from doctors and hospitals wherein the verified answer for the prosecution office is exactly the same as the verified answer for the arbitration office. Naturally, if the first verified answer was weak, so the second verified answer, which is a recycled verified answer, is weaker than the first. So basically, the decision of the arbitration office will definitely be unfavorable to both the doctor and to the hospital. So the decision of the arbitration office will be final and executory. No motions, and there will be no pleadings allowed in this level. However, an appeal can be made to the Philhealth board. So, to sum it up, it all starts with a complaint. Next, the fact-finding investigation will happen. The moment Philhealth will ask for a certified true copy of clinical charts, this is your cue. You are being investigated. A fact-finding report will be given to the prosecution office. The prosecution office will generate an affidavit complaint based on the fact-finding report. So the doctor and the hospital will be asked to submit a verified answer. So this is now a great opportunity to review the case and basically settle amicably. So if the verified answer is weak, the prosecution will elevate the case to the arbitration office. Again, the arbitration office then will also ask for a second verified answer. If the second verified answer is weak, most likely the decision will be to suspend the accreditation of both the doctor and the hospital. Learn more in the next video. 5 mistakes in handling Philhealth legal. This is Coach Doc Ben. See you in the next session.